If you want to sit at the table, pull up a chair. Welcome to Let's Bring It to the Table, where we talk about how to enhance our lives by addressing issues that specifically impact our life. Lois, I got something I want to say. First off, let me say this. Yeah, I'm gonna say this first, and then I'm gonna give y'all the topic. Um, I tried, I tried to get men to come out here on this platform to give them a voice, listening to other platforms. Um, I really did. I tried, but they weren't willing. To come out here just to have a conversation. I tried to give them this safe space. Um, I reached out to 10 black men. 6 of them responded and 4 did not. They read it, but they didn't even respond. Um, I felt like this topic is a topic that needed to be spoke. I felt like this is something that needed to be addressed, but these men did not want to do this. They wasn't willing to be on a live to show their faces because of the simple fact that of the backlash from black women. These are their words, from the backlash of black women and other people for them saying their truth, for them, saying, and they didn't want to be seen as weak. I feel like that is a doggone crying shame, that when it come to us women, we can get on these lives and we can say whatever, 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 and it's accepted. But when a black man does it, it's not accepted. We as a whole should be ashamed of ourselves. It shouldn't be done in this manner. I feel like this is wrong. So with that being said, I'm going to do this topic the best way I know how. It is about the black men. It's because I have 4 brothers and a father and a few cousins that I grew up with. I feel like I'm an expert when it comes to black men. And if you don't feel like I'm an expert to talk about black men, why don't you show your face on here and let's talk about that? So with that being said, the topic for tonight is to be hung or not to be hung. Speaking of the black man in a modern day lynching. So I'm saying this is because of the very important components of how black man's dilemmas, they do not fall within the scope of what people try to make it out to be. It is historical legacies of slavery and Jim Crow, the materials and the economic disparities that relate to this, and all forms of historical racism. The role of the criminal justice system is in controlling black men. And there are flows of resources toward and away from black men. And what's all of this is this very important issue for understanding the current situation that our black males are in America today. They're not addressed. They're distorted with images and media. It makes it easy for people in America to tolerate, perpetuate, ignore, and discount the many real disadvantages that black men face. Lois, I know you told me you didn't want to talk, but I just want to hear you say, because I know you have a lot to say. Just tell me, how do you see the role of a black man in a black America? And how it's being discriminated, not just by America itself, but black women.
Well, I think with us being as black women, like means to all black women, they show us, said quoted best. He said the majority of our black women is disrespect. Majority of our black women is unprotected, and majority is mostly neglected by our own black men. And so true, because they go back, like you said, go back. I said go back in slavery. We got when the slavery thing got almost kind of till we got a little bit respect time. It was the white man that kept try to keep them in line, but what kept them in line, and they were afraid being scared. So it go back to that generation had to be broken. It got to be, the curse got to come off. Somebody got to break the curse. I think us black women and black men can come together as a family, but tearing each other. We put negative vibes, negative words out there, and we disrespecting each other, saying everything negative about us, still saying things positive, and that's taking it down. Especially you got mother taking care of kids, you got some father taking care of kids, but it go back to that respect and accountability and communication, and that's some of the stuff we need to work on to turn everything back around. But until then, it's so negative. You got the kids, you got your kids, and everybody else's kids. You don't know what the kids doing. Like for themselves, especially the black men, they only take care of they out for themselves. So work can come together to bring everything back together and put it back in line. And that go for the other generation, the first race. They tend to grab toward them and grab toward our black. So it's kind of very disappointing. I'm fed up with it. I'm kind of tired to get it together, come back together as unity, as one race. And
But
go
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm through.
I love the points that you are bringing out, and it is sad that this is the way that it's seen. Oh, somebody just said because you ladies are running the show, I'm about to call this person a troll. It ain't got nothing to do with running no show. I don't take this kindly or lightheartedly when I bring topics, because this is something that's very important, and it doesn't matter who running the show. It's about getting the word out. It's about getting the understanding. It's about an intellectual conversation in order for people to understand, that it don't have to be this way. And like Alois said, you got the younger people running to a whole different race. Yeah, they running because of what society is putting out there about black people. They're telling you that the black man, and see, like I said, I'm going to say this again. It ain't even about the black woman at this point in this conversation. It's about how the world is seeing a black man. When you look into media and everything, they call black men thugs. They call them savages, vicious, all kind of ugly words and this dehumanize a black man. So for a woman to run a show don't mean a doggone thing if her black man is nowhere to be found. If I'm standing up in union with you as a sister, a lover, or a mother, it doesn't give you the right to say what I'm saying is what's running the show. It doesn't run the show. I'm here to bring a light of something that's tragically wrong. So if you wanted to die, because that's what it is, a killing off of what a real black man is about, then so be it. Say that. Let it be that then. And then you won't have women like me fighting for you. You'll just live to exist in a world that you can't even build in. You won't be able to even move in. You might as well go on and walk in the jails, because that's where they want you at anyway. Go do that. It's about the love that I know Alois do. I know a lot of black women that do. A lot of them that don't. They done gave up. I'm not giving up. I love my black men. I come from a black man. It's not going to go no other way. I don't care about how other people say about black men and how they do things and it's all wrong or whatever. It just don't enlighten with me. Oh, no. I was saying about the men not coming on the show. Well, I made it my mission to tell them, this is an open forum. Nobody's going to ridicule them, but they do it behind blindings where people can't see them to voice their opinion. And I just find it sad when I felt like the talking points that they had, it needs to be heard on something than just where they were at. I just felt like that's what it should have been. But anyway, the show must go on. Back to what you were saying, Alois, you're right. What ends 150 years was slavery and wasn't racism. When I say that the lynching of the black man, it is by black women and other people. things have been going on. Black men are 6 times more likely than white men to spend time in jail. That's that's a sad, topic of what's being brought about racism and the big ideal about how people feel about black men. They are saying that black men are more violent, they are sexual promiscuous, they're dangerous, and this doesn't even matter about the age group. They say all. They're saying the dynamic is so strong that even hearing the name of a black man can lead to a fight or flight response with white people or white males. Um, it don't make sense. I feel like to label a black man and target him as lethal violent. You got police homicides that's skyrocketing. And what's funny is that I even went and I looked at some statistics of about black men, about the FBI even pulled that up. But black men, and when it comes to earning, and I know I just flipped the script because I don't even want to stay on that other part. I just want to, because I have a lot of information that I want to give out, that they're saying that black men, 69% of them are in forced labor versus 79% of all men. um the poverty level for all men is 12, but black men is 21%. And that's from the age of 16 to 64. You got the divide of the occupation where the white collar, there's only 41% black, white blue collar is 36% black, and service occupations are 23% black. I was trying to figure out where did they get these numbers, because they don't tell you exactly where the whole percentage of numbers are from. But I just found it that it was very curious that this is what they came, versus all men versus versus black men. Ladies, I can't say this much to you. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe social media. If you want, go look up blackdemographics.com and look under population statistics for black men. And you will find that they're saying, even though this said in 2017, yeah, I know things could have changed from then or there, but it says that black men have black wives. 85% have black wives, where only 9% have white wives and 3% have Hispanic wives. So in my mind, I really truly believe that black men do want black women. So when the narrative sit up there and say that black men don't want black women, they're wrong. So believe that. That's what the statistic is showing. And who are black men? And they said 93% of black women are married to black men. So don't believe the hype on that. These people just full of it. They full of it. But they did say that black men are more likely to be married than white women. I mean, white men. They did a statistic from the 1890s to 2010 that shows that the plight of the black man being married at the in 2010, that it was up to 25%, whereas the white men is at 10%. That says a lot. So understand that there's a lot of characteristics and things that goes into play, especially with incarceration. They also, in the National Opinion Research Center, has said that black men experience significant changes than white men. They have a higher level of worry, harsher judgment on themselves and other black men. The more they are more to focus on achieving success in careers and living a religious life. So don't sit up here and say, because I know some women will sit up here and say, oh, but they don't see them in the church. Just because you have a religious life don't mean you have to be in the church. Okay, so that's being said. The majority for the whole is saying that they're optimistic about bright futures. In this area, when we look at the fact that black men are harsher critics on themselves, but they also think that like things will get better. And that's the same plight of everything, you know. But what saddens me is the traumatic experience that they live. More black men than white are reported to have close friends, relatives who have been murdered, wrongfully arrested, victims of violent crimes, um, and they find life to be a little bit more challenging. Um, Black men are more likely to be laid off or fired from a job than a white man. Um, the gap is closing during this recession that's going on, but it's still, we find ourselves in that plight where, it's hard to have a job. It's hard to, you know, get out here when the employment is scarce. And, and some people, would say, oh, because, black women are taking all the jobs or whatever. But like I said before, y'all have to understand everything has an end point. And if the end point is to divide black men and women, then what do you think they're going to do? They're going to uplift us at the same time. They're going to be harsh on us too. But at the same time, we'll show a blind eye if we're able to get the bag, our careers on point, we're able to live the lavish materialistic life that we so want to live, and we'll put a black man down to be on top. Because black women are selfish. I hate to say it. They are so freaking selfish. I've met women and I've heard women on different platforms. They are so freaking selfish. It's always the I. And then what's so bad, because sometimes black men see that about the I, that's all they hear, that when the right woman come around, they get shunned for it when they put them first or whatever. So, with even that being said, the statistics of murder and total arrest, I didn't mean to say murder, but murder is in this. I find it very funny, because what does the media always tell you, Alois?
Black men, we are not. And they all want to. They always want to put everything on us, like we the one doing it. Next time they come in mind, the first thing they show.
Yeah. And it's funny that when they do show it, it be like, if it's a black man, when they first put it out there, you see his face. But if it's
Yeah,
a white man or anybody white, it'd be a couple of days before you get to see their face.
don't see their
But
face.
they get our picture real quick and put it out there. So with that being said, let me give y'all some relief on that. FBI, and it's sad to say that these statistics that they put out here for us to have is, to me, in a sense, is a little bit outdated, but this was 2019. They said the total race across the US for race, but the total was 6,816,975. Don't let them tell you that they arrest more black men than any other race. Please do not let them tell you that. You can go on to ucr.fbi.gov and then go to crimes in the US, and it'll pull it up. So it's not true. 4.7 million are white men who get arrested. Black men, I mean blacks, I mean, why I'm saying men, it's white people. Let me take that back. White people, 4.7 million. Black or African American is 1.8 million. I ain't even worried about the rest of the other races, because it's not a point at this. But if you break it down, and upon me looking at this and breaking it down, I do realize one thing. Black people, when they do what they do, they want all the smoke. But look at this: murder and non-negligent manslaughter. That's 7,964. White people, 365. 300. I mean 3,650, and then blacks are 4,078. With murder, I, those numbers is what it is, because black people are more than likely to do things front and face. when you look at rape, they still saying white people do more rape. Rape totals was 16,599, where whites was 11,588, and blacks was only 4,427. If you look at robberies, because we like to do things face to face, 56,000 in total, 25,000 with whites and 29,000 with blacks. Aggravated assaults, and I kind of say when 91,000 is black. I can keep going on and on with the list. Now, you would think that black people, our lords, who with black people and white people, who do you think do more of the auto theft?
White people.
You knew I
The
was going
reason
to say that. Yeah, white people do more of the auto
I
theft.
I have seen a lot of things. When you watch a lot of TV, you see a lot of things, and sometimes TV tell you exactly what's going on, and
Mm-hmm.
they be fabricated. But yeah, TV tell you. If you watch a lot of show, like I watch, I see a lot of things goes on, and sometimes when they show that stuff, it is real. It is true.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
They
I
do
said
more. White men do more arson. They do more violent crimes. They do more property theft. They do more forgery and counterfeiting, fraud, embezzlement. They do it all.
I agree.
Stolen property. You would think that would be us, but it's not. It's like the majority of certain things, they do the more of. And they even, it's funny to me, but it's like they turn the tables. Even with drug abuse violations, it's a million arrests on that total, and
Wow.
748,000 of them is white and 274,000 is black. It's ridiculous. The driving
It
under
is.
influence, they got the biggest of it.
Yeah.
Drunkenness, them. Vagrants, them. But it's funny how with certain things that goes on, why is it they always highlighting us as if we are the masters of all of this?
Call hate.
Mm-hmm.
No
It is.
love. Hate.
Yeah, it is. It's hate for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
It's hate. And even with our black men, and like I say all the time, that their mental health is very important. I felt so sad, and I cried because I was listening to this young man, and I'm finna show this to y'all because I think I have time for it. And I want y'all to open your mind, because when I read the comments of when I viewed this, and I felt that it was a disgrace for women, period, to be on here talking about he weak and he this, that, and the third, or whatever, whatever, and they shouldn't have been doing that. This man is a pro athlete, and I just want y'all to listen at what he's saying in this interview. So just be patient with me, and let's take a watch on this, and then Alois, I want you to tell me what your thoughts is on this, because I know my thoughts.
What's you and KD's relationship like today? Do you guys talk?
I mean, I don't talk to nobody right now.
That's a problem, bro.
It's not a problem because I've spoken to people. I'm not gonna make my problems your problem. You know what I'm saying? I can only ask for help and tuck my pride so many why I'm not getting the workout on certain dot. So I speak to him, but I don't never ask him about basketball. I don't never put that type of stuff on his plate because one, he got a lot on his plate already, and two, I don't never want to put my job or my livelihood or anything like that. And you dig what I'm saying? So
no, bro. As a man, though, like as a man, I'm not talking about trying to get a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking as a man to call your homeboy that you know, bro, that you know since 11, correct?
Yeah,
that you know since 11,
it
and
ain't like
talk
that
to
no
him
more.
about the things that the things
we also realize I can know somebody for 27 years and know somebody I've known for 27 days more. He said that he didn't get an opportunity to build relationships.
No. That's not what I'm saying about me. I know.
I'm not talking about KD. No, I'm talking about just in life. And so sometimes it's hard to trust.
I think I've shared secrets with people that turn secrets into information. Like I said, I'm talking about my own mother stole. Remember, RP, but my own mother stole from me. You feel me? Like I had to wake up one day in the league, one day in the summertime, and find out everybody was stealing from me down. Everybody from my financial advisor, from my mom, to everybody in my family, to everybody was, you know what I'm saying, to the point where
getting the cut.
To the point where I was faced with two evils. It's like, okay, do I let this go on and not tell them because this is my family? Or do I cut them off and don't have no family?
What was your decision?
At first, I try to explain to them, but you can't explain $1 million problems to somebody ain't never seen $10 before. You dig what I'm saying? So at first you try to explain, and then my best analogy for the situation was like, yo, listen, we on this boat right now, right? And it's a slight leak in the boat. If I get on this life raft and get to the water, not only could I come back with help for the boat, but I can come back with a mega yacht.
Right.
We'll be straight. I'm trying to tell y'all. Or we can just be part on this boat until this motherfucker just float. And then I'm telling y'all, when this motherfucker sink, and me and mine gonna get up off this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I got kids that ain't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on. Y'all just gonna be in the water. So.
In the type of life you've lived, Mike, and you say the only people in your life who haven't stolen from you are your kids. Now that you are an adult, now that at least right now you're out of basketball, are you searching out other people to build adult relationships with? Or are you or is everything that's happened in your life been so difficult?
You want me to be real with you?
Yeah.
Riverside. Guys, if you're still recording this on Zoom, do yourself, listeners, a favor and start using Riverside. You get an unbelievably high quality recording, separate tracks for video and audio, and this is all regardless of your guest internet connection. And not only that, it is so simple to use. So if you record podcasts remotely, start using Riverside. The listeners will thank you and me. So record your next episode with Riverside and get started now.
Y'all, I am so sorry.
I play basketball and I go home. I don't care what y'all do no more. All I care about is all day. I go home and I try to talk to my kids as much as I don't see them as much as I can because I'm not traveling as much no more. I don't know what to expect when I leave this house no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out so more that I gotta die with some kind of dignity.
That's not sustainable. Like, you too young, bro. That's not sustainable, bro. You can still play ball. So that's not sustainable.
So I can come up here and I can tell you somebody else's life and I'm willing to do it. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my head backward. I'm gonna put a smile on for you and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna
you don't gotta put nothing on for me. Like,
or I can just sit back and I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like I know that's not sustainable, but at the same time, like, what?
Bees, none of us can do it. None of us can do it alone, bro.
Reach out.
Go out.
You have to change,
go out where?
the narrative.
Go out where?
Go out, talk to people, interact with people. Like, bro, I'll call us out. Us three. Bro, you in Miami?
If y'all party, I don't party, bro.
No. We don't party, bro. I'm talking about you have kids, I have kids. Come to my house. We can get bounce houses for the kids. We can sit back on the porch, drink a couple beers, drink some wine, hang out. Like, bro, that's not a normal, successful man's life to sit up in the house like that. Like, you got to find good people, and us three can be good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's not that. That's not
no
bro.
disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
I would say this. It's a 100%, bro. It's so okay to be tired.
Like, I got, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't got nothing left. You ain't got nothing left to give.
I'll tell you this, bro. I'll be it. Like, whatever you need, dog. Like, you just want to talk. Like, I for sure can't hoop with you. I'll go out there and pass that hole. Like, what we're saying is, bro, like, we want to be those people. Bringing you here wasn't about this. I wanted to talk basketball and hoops, but dog, folks love you, dog. Nobody want to see you go through.
Okay.
That's
All right. So go ahead, Alois.
that's a very, and I understand. I get what that guy coming from. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes the way he talking, the way they did him, you gonna have to cut him off sometimes. Restore your mind, like he needed get involved with something else, with them guys want him to, get involved with him. But sometimes you got to cross the line. And I see what he's talking about. He hurt by all the people that his family folk did that to him. Not other people, his family folk did to him. He was a superstar. He was a superstar. He played basketball, and they just abused him. And got so fed, he got fed up with it. And I understand what he's saying. Sometimes you get fed up, so you want to be by your group. It's already,
Be the Jersey at the motherfucking house. Cause I was.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I mean, it's all right, to separate yourself from people. Sometimes you had to be alone, and then bring them other people in your folk. Ask him to bring you same people that you can trust. Cause there was his family was abused. They were taking advantage of him. To me, it was a advantage situation. No communication. No, that was the bottom line boiled out of me when I see it. But the guys, two guys came in, trying to help him, try to show him things. But he got to restore himself. You could talk to somebody till they blue in the face. But the person went through, you don't know how that person, how he had to handle his situation. They should best for the brother. So that's where I look at that. I think it should be it was a family hurt in the family. He was hurt by his family, the way they did him, the way they mistreated him. But at the same,
go ahead, Alois. I'm sorry. I thought you were. Hey, Logan. Logan, are you there?
Hello.
Oh,
Yes, I'm here.
Tone it down. Tone it down.
Okay, I'm here.
All right.
Is that
Okay.
better?
Yeah, that's better. From what you was able to see or hear of the video, what is your thoughts? I'm so glad you were able to change your mind and was able to get on. I appreciate, because we need your output, your input on this as a Black man.
yes.
What was your thoughts on this?
He's dragged out. He's tired. But everybody want
Mm-hmm.
him to be comfortable with the situation is at hand. That he need to put himself last on the last on the podium. Everybody need to go ahead. So when he first want to help to lift his family up, his family dragged him back down. And that's typical. That happened a lot of people that is in the entertainment industry, from I'm just not saying singing, from all case and walk for that's in the entertainment industry, how we are in that arena of so and so stated that we can make it.
Mm-hmm. But it's not just in that arena, bro. Ain't it? That's even in today's life. That men really truly feel this way. You went, whether you 6 figures or making 40,000 a year, and you holding it down, and then you got people. I know men that's been in the military that they were sending their checks home to their families, and they robbed them.
Mm-hmm.
They come home to nothing. They can't even build. And then you know what they said? You a man, you got it, you can get it.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're gonna have those type of cross talk, but being Black man, it's hard to learn how to deal with it, with those and make the right decision. If we have to put our foot down, we just have to be right down, regardless how it's gonna upset our families, our loved ones, our friends, or whoever that when we say that we's not going to do place that, it's
Your phone freezing up. I think he froze up. We're gonna see. Pat said you don't need to be famous for people to use you. It's bad when you cut them off and they act like you're the person in the wrong. Yeah, that's true, sis. They do that, and that's across the board. This happens. You know, if family, she's also said, if family's riding on your coattail, this is in general. It can happen to anyone. Yeah, it can happen, but the majority of the time it's the black man that it happens to. It is. It's because everybody sees him as the breadwinner or what he does. 9 out of 10. When it happens to someone else, it might be frowned upon. You might be told to suck it up. Most of the time, that's what the majority of black men that comes into
get
everything.
dragged out. We respond to it another way. We get dragged out by
Right,
another group.
right. And you have to look at the mental health in all of this. This man he said this much. He ain't got this much. He barely got enough. And when some men that get this way, the statistics do show that black men do commit suicide. Some of them get this way, it's over. I commend the men for trying to step in and intervene and trying to help him, because he need a village. Everybody need a village. Everybody need a village. Some villages need to be small. Some of them don't need to be big, but you need them key people that you can talk to. Logan, are you there, or did your internet die again? Can you hear me? Your internet keep going in and out. Logan?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I may have to switch connection.
Okay, if you do, that's
platform.
fine. I'm willing to break a rule today. So you go ahead and whatever you have to do, let's do it. To say this, mental health is something. I know back in the day when people would go to therapy, they'll tell you, ain't you in church or ain't you doing this? And you supposed to just rely on God. Sometimes what that narrative, that ain't what it is. I don't know how to put it in words so people can understand what I'm saying, because I believe in God and everything, but sometimes you need an ear to listen and regurgitate back and question this plight that you are on. And God is only here to help guide you to where he wants you to go. I'm hoping that's making sense to y'all. It's not what you think. It's okay to go through therapy. I don't care what nobody say or whatever. I go through therapy. Call me crazy. Yeah, I'm that too. I'll be that all day. But black men need to go. If you can't talk to your friends, your wife, your counterpart, or whoever, and nobody wants to give you a listening ear in order for you to listen, then you need to go find a therapist to talk to. Because sometimes that's the best ear to talk to. And just pray. Pray while you do this.
That's the key. That's the key right there. I think the word is, when you pray, God will give you some guidance. He will open your eye and be to be at. If I have did, and I know he did for me many times.
Mm-hmm. So, Logan.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel about the dehumanizing of you all as black men and the way it perpetuates into the life society today?
It get on my freaking nerves.
Mm-hmm.
It actually does, because most of the thing, one, I'm not a thief. I don't go around murdering people. I don't go in bus cars, heavy sexuality, misconducts, or any of the things what they claim that is supposed to be a norm for black mans.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm older, I didn't do that stuff when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
there's a plight that we have to fight against. And you're gonna may hear me in the entertainment sector a lot because my thing is that social media is also an entertainment platform.
Yeah.
So you have all these different entertainment platforms, including TV, um, portraying and what used to be portrayed as how the black man is response in a house, in a household, in the streets. It's on television, and very rarely you see someone actually portraying the black man that don't turn around and be acting as a idiot, a dummy, a
Mm-hmm.
fool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And okay.
but a lot of people got to think of this when you're saying that we don't do nothing and everything. We does a lot for our family and stuff, but we doesn't get that type of credit because it's so little.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we at the low a majority of us black men don't make that much money, but at the same time, even that we don't make that money, we get scolded for not taking care of our family if we go and work those long hours and everything to try to take care of the family because somebody neglect somebody going to end up neglecting one way or another. Is it doesn't matter if you're from a rich family or a poor family. Somebody going to feel that neglect. The kids going to feel they neglect. The wife or your significant other going to feel like you neglect, or you end up turning around neglecting your own self, trying to place your family in a situation where they could be comfortable. Because
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
as a
gonna.
black man, as a black man, I don't need a great big old house if I'm working a construction. I just need somewhere to lay my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have a snake there. I can eat crackers or something, go on about my business to take care of myself.
Right.
So those
But why
things
is it
that
that women? But why is it that from your perspective, why is it that sometimes women don't understand that? Why? Because I hear that a lot. That they want you to find a balance where they want you to work the long hours, but they want you to pay attention to them. And it's not a balance. Either you want that big pretty house, you want that pretty car, or you want your man at home. Which is it? Especially when you know what it is today. A lot of men are changing their atmospheres. They're getting out here. They're doing more. They're building their own businesses and taking on what they need to in order to make things happen for their families. But why is it that on your thing? Why is it that women do that? I know why from a woman's perspective, which I find it really stupid. But why do women act like that and they think that they can just have it all and not understanding you sitting there eating bonbons is not the way?
well, when you said bum bums, it brought me to married with children.
Okay.
And
Children.
He went out again.
Mm-hmm.
This just would not let me be great today.
like for the day, you have that self because we teach our queen, we raise her up, and she takes a lot of women take advantage of that the pedestal where we sit on it and it don't expose to that. Even our girls, we treat them, our little girls, we put them on a pedestal and show them how they should be treated and everything. And if the guy is not treating her right, well, I get my daddy to buy it.
Hmm.
That's true.
I know women that do that for real.
Right. So you have that. So uh, we as mans doesn't balance that off. We even otherwise we protecting our daughters at the same time making the next harder for the next man to see for the gold.
But I don't see nothing wrong with you making it harder, because then that means that she don't end up with a Pookie and Ray Ray. That means that her caliber of men is going to be up of standards.
That's true in a way, but when you dealing with a Pookie and Ray Ray ain't got nothing. Pookie and Ray Ray could be a man with a minimum job, and she would look at them as a Pookie and Ray Ray, even that he's making men on a wage.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up putting all those typical men at their majority in the same boat
Mm-hmm.
for all age groups. A lot of it happen, and you got some that want to build and do something, but just ain't get the mindset to get that off the ground and or with someone they can truly trust. And I'm going back to married with children. I was not just certified being a shoes man, but it make it appears that he was. I'm not. I want to.
Mhm.
In my livelihood, it's a lot of jobs I took on to make ends meet, and never got the chance to do what I actually wanted to do because you have a family to take care of. So women's look at their sacrifice, but man's has the equal type of role and sacrifice just as a woman does.
Right.
In some instances more one way, but it's and man's one way more one another way. But if you coattail it all and jump over the gallon, it's just about balancing it off.
Mm-hmm. So when a man is going through it, whether it's divorce or whether it's trying to get rights to see their child, equal custody, why is it that, and I know you've told me this 1,000 times, that courts don't favor men, they always do it in the favor of women, but why is it's praised when a woman, and I mean when I say it's praised, you remember that video I sent you, I wanted you to watch, where this young man, he wasn't that young, he looked like he was about 40, 45, and he was talking about how low down his soon to be ex-wife was. This woman was making more money because he was self-sacrificing. As my brother was saying, that they take on jobs. He took on jobs and was trying to build his own thing, but he put everything into her because that was his wife. She was the one who had ideas. She was the one who wanted, but she also had a love for money. Money is the root of all her evil. And so with that being said, she went on to, start acting kind of weird after they got married, and they ended up okay, thank you, bro. They ended up getting in a divorce. Now the divorce, she filed for divorce in July. Now hear what I'm saying. And he found out in September that he had a six-figure check because one of the things that he was doing, it ended up panning out. I hear you. I got you. It
Okay.
ended up panning out for him and ended up being something great. So he ended up getting six figures for it. Well, the check came in July. He thought that he didn't get the job. He ain't heard nothing else of it. And during that month from July to September, this woman was trying to get this check cash without him. And this was his check,
Mhm.
his name. She was trying to get this check and she filed for divorce after the check arrived. So in the case of the divorce, because they have to separate all marital properties and everything, she still ended up getting a check because she talked to him and he trying to be nice, because a lot of men, these nice men out here, they and trying to do what's right, they put it in a joint account And she said, I'm gonna send it to the mortgage company. And so when she sent it to the mortgage company, and she said, I want the difference back because the check that she sent it was in both of their names, and they sent her the difference back because she wanted that money. I don't know how she got that done. That just mind blowing to me, but she got it done. And even in the same token, when they got the house, when he first went out to buy the house for them, she didn't want him to buy it because she wanted her name on there too, and her credit was bad. So he helped brought her credit up, and he was saving and doing everything, and his credit score went down in the process. And then when she was ready, because her credit score was great, she wouldn't wait on him to try to build his back up. She said, "No, I can get the mortgage in my name, and you just sit here and you just give me the money that you got in the escrow, and we'll do this." And guess what? When it was time for closing, he didn't even know the house had closed. She went and closed on that house. His name is nowhere on that house, the deed or nothing. And she said, "Oh, you'll be fine."
Oh,
But
she
this is what happened. And I'm like, women got to do better. Is this the plight of women today? Is this what we do? We get a good man and we take him through the rug so the next time he ain't good for nothing? And she put him through it.
she gonna reap what she sowed.
And y'all, before
Take it back.
before we say anything, let me read this. I am so sorry I did not see this. Someone said, "Good evening. The dehumanizing of Black men is inhumane. They have been forced to be strong when sometimes vulnerability is needed. It's not fair. Sometimes it's so hard for them to be who they want to be or are destined to be because they are judged in every setting and made to feel less than most times in society, in their home, in their jobs, and even in social organizations. They are they aren't seen as adequate or have to do so much more in order to prove that they aren't who they've been portrayed to be. How can we make them feel that their best is good enough when they ever feel safe enough to be who they really are? They don't need special treatment, just decent treatment. It's not even about, and I get that. I totally get that. Um, and I don't think they need special treatment. I think they need to be respected. I think they need to be heard. I don't think that judgment when they're doing what they're doing is what needs to be done. That's not what it is. When a man is being a man and he's doing all he can, accept it as that. Logan, what do you have to say about that?
Mm. I would love to get that treatment what she's talking about, like any other black man. But we is taught to be comfortable in the treatment. We don't yell that much about the outright. We have our leaders that we choose to come out forward, and a lot of us stays in the background. We're yip and yap on different platforms. That is not to downgrade yours or anything, but at the same time, just because it was a woman versus a male, but you should be able to be intelligent enough to have a intelligent conversation on any platform
Mm-hmm.
dealing with it. We're taught uh the only person just about going to love you is your mother.
Wow.
So yeah, so even being open-minded to our significant others, we don't too much have that that is weaponized. So we get comfortable or dealing with everything internally. Some of us can hack it, um, and some of us don't be able to hack it. Some of us who committed suicide. Some of us goes to drink a liquor. I was brought up some of the adult mans that when I was kids say, "Well, you'll understand. You'll drink. You'll get a better understanding." They the woman that is brought up to love and care and cherish, they're gonna cause you to drink, and that's how most of them internalize through some type of legal or illegal ways of drug, from alcohol, marijuana, heroin, whatever, to to remove their mind from the things that's being treated. But yes, we get dogged out by our black women. If we do, if we don't. So we get dogged out. Someone will go with it. Depends on how we feel about it. And when we get tired, we just about walked away. And that was one of the major problems in the '60s. That back when I was growing up, that the black man felt that he was not needed because you had the government coming in and take care of the household, help her take a household back. We couldn't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
So our black children, man, is taught that they too much don't need it, and the only times they the man of the house, be treated as like a man of the house, is when he was a little kid, when he should have been treated like a kid.
Mm. What do you have to say, Alois?
It's nothing gonna get corrected until we corrected ourselves. We need to stay, and men and women, like I'm kind of upset about the way the lady did her husband. I reap what she sowed, because that was very ugly the way she mistreated. That's how we think. That's why they feel into us now, because I know it go both ways. That how we treat each other. We need that person. You be with that person, not don't marry that person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, plain ridiculous. It's sad, and the other race love it when we don't come together as one. Have your family together as one. They love to see us. They love to see us. We
Mm-hmm.
we the only set of people that cannot come together as one, and it's sad. It's so sad. So we need to start renewing our mind. Come with open that person. You make sure you want to date that person. Don't lead nobody on. The first thing that I say is communication and trust. And I'm kind of upset. Maybe that's why I wonder why I sometimes want to date, sometimes I don't want to date. I'm like, when is gonna end? When is it gonna stop? Our brother together. Come together.
We could come to together to agree. We are so much mismatched in so many ways that the how we is actually brought up, we are uh, separated in our own lives. You don't have neighborhood bases raising their families up the same way in in our community. Uh, we being a black man, it can be scrolled that if we try to do something that we being controlling our sister, or simply even in the neighborhood. So when we try to put things in factor, why are we doing that? It's the police. So that's one reason of being a, a man itself, from a man itself, that 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 social society cuts us through, or why you doing that, or why you being so much in the community working for a safe way where we got other people to doing that. Until we start building in a homes, have a structure, and the black man is able to put a support system in. It's just not the black man that need to come together with the black woman. It's also the black man need to come together with the black man itself, and build his support system for his sister can begin to feel. I'm using emotional words, so you're gonna have to help me. Help have her feel a particular way when she out and everything, out away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Broken. When it
So our hidden weapon is the black woman.
It ain't about the black woman today. So don't start
I
trying
know.
to.
I said.
When
I'm just saying. Okay. I don't want to open up that door, but I'm going to say this: the black man's super secret weapon was the black woman.
Hmm.
Now he can Barry could depend on her for anything
Right.
because once you mess us up a couple of times, we start seeking elsewhere.
yeah,
Yep.
that's come to like a curse. I think that's a generation. When it's gonna end and when it's gonna stop.
It's not a generational curse. We have, if we look at, I didn't want to go that far in speaking. It's not a generational curse, but if you look at the manner that each one of portrayed in the 1800 and 1900, then you have a second dorm where the black man was dangerous, was the dangerous if he could get a hold of stuff because he was running out of control. How that he attacking it, the way he does things was different from the European civilization ways of fighting. That we have a more savage way of fighting, uh, do because and that was brought about the type of weapons that were used. You go on to the Amy's and any era that the jokesters and everything, and we just paid right on in these things to get a laugh, and now things that used to get us a laugh is now is how we doing.
Hey, Logan, somebody has a
Yes.
question for you. It says,
Okay.
Logan, do you think that men support groups or maybe weekly calls could help if you guys can share with each other? That's a start and a method of releasing.
It's a start, and it depends on what type of man you're going to have there. Because even me working with support groups are different levels from the poor to the upper middle class. All of us, the details at different social levels. So you will have to have that social level where that person can actually understand until you can bring that person up to that level.
You have to meet them where they at.
Because
Yeah.
right, and some of us haven't learned how to meet each other where they at all. If they made it, they forget. So a lot of time they forget where they actually come, and vice versa.
I think that's the key
That
to
they
everything.
so yes, it would be a help, but we have calls. We have those calls. The mental workshop, but as a man, will we have time to do those type of calls? And it's going back of having that freedom of choice, making that choice.
Hmm.
If I'm saying I'm having a meeting to build up the community, is I'm going to get frowned at when I get home because of what's going on at home. You should have been taking care of that. That wasn't important. But yet, it's dangerous for my child to walk to school that is not in a good block,
Mhm.
and we trying to get something set up. But now that's somebody else's problem. And I've been told that by administration, when you seeing
Mm.
a child being mishandled by the school system, and the first question they want to ask you is that your child? Why you bother?
Yeah, that's what they tell us. That is what they tell us.
That, that,
Yeah. So, y'all, let's go into my 2 cents. Alois, do you want to give yours?
I gave my 2 cents.
You
I'm kind
have.
of frustrated. I can tell you about that guy. I think this was wrong. That's how sometimes
It is what it
us black
is.
people
But
is.
that's just a typical situation that I'm sharing to show that it's happening to more than just him. There are women that's out here that get the bag through the man. and they don't care about any means necessary that they will destroy them. They don't care.
That's why we can't get no good man.
Well, baby, we just look. I figured it out. You know, if it's meant to be alone, then be alone and be happy and rock with it.
Mm.
So, Logan, what's your 2 cents? Because I have something that I want to say, but I want to go and give you the opportunity so I can say what I got to say from my heart.
Okay, I want to thank you for the platform, Safeway platform for in an opportunity to speak on your platform, Sonya,
Okay.
Sonya Logan, and I really appreciate the safe outlook. Many my final 2 cents going to be, and the reason I'm saying that most of the times when us black men goes on a platform and engage with a panel of women that we get a, if you didn't know how to hold it down, we get hung no matter how we go about doing things or try to make each side happy. We end up getting hung. It's high time for us to being stop being comfortable concerning about our ill treatment, the ill ways that we've treated that black man's. Yes, we need to step on and create a manner of front. We cannot continue to use the excuses that we use and develop a society for us to be able to live on among ourselves instead of a system that was not made for us and that we can understand. That's my 2 cents.
Okay. Mine is in this. And and it's from me. I have 4 brothers and a dad. I have uncles. I have men that are very dear in my life. And just to know the pain of a black man, to watch and observe. And I don't, and at this point, I know sometimes people don't believe this because because of how I am, but I'm pro black man. I will fight and die for a black man. And so, with that being said, we have to think about the hundreds of years that a black man has been crying with inner tears. Stripped from his manly dignity and identity, his self love has been ripped. His witness over, again, his son's body being lynched in the enemy's clenches, his daughter suffering great pain from being raped and spiritually slain. The black man harbors a lot of anguish that tugs on his tarnished soul, but his divine love fights to keep him whole. His strength of an ox allows him to stand strong, to carry the burden until freedom comes along. He remains firm in his faith, even when he is being whipped as blood from his stripping, his skin drips. When his limbs decapitated, he is not physically stagnant. This black man endures years of deception and rejection in every place because of his color of his face. It goes on from time to time until now. Yet his power of determination makes him overlooked by discrimination. Centuries of captivity as a slave, spiritually and mentally, has some men scarce from enslaved views that are bound in their mind. In spite of all the hardship he endures, his inner God peacefully sustained him from grief. No other race can explain, not even a woman, that can endure of a black man's pain. He hides himself within injustice resides. Still, this black man's soul struggles to run free, and his humble ways makes his strength a mystery. He exemplifies a true hero of life, unpleasant strife, but his faith continued to rise. Yet he has a spiritual majestic power that shines from his eyes. I love you, black man, and that is my 2 cents.
Awesome. I like that.
So, with that being said, we got to do better, black women. It's not about us. When you hear a black man saying there's something wrong, or use your eyes, you can't be that busy. If you're married or you have someone, see things from his point of view. It's not all about you. It'll never be all about you. When you connect with someone, it's about us. And then even when it's about us, that means that if he has a problem, you got a problem too. It's not just his alone. So do better in helping him if you can help him. If you can't find somebody, they can. You know, if that person is willing to. But prayer works. You know, but beyond everything, prayer works. So do what you can, and understand. We are never, as Black men and women, can ever unite back together unless we get a common denominator, which is called understanding and communication. If we don't communicate and we don't understand, and even time to time, it's a time to agree and disagree. If we don't do it, nothing will come to it. Pat said, "Can Abdullah add a statement?" Yeah, he can add a statement. Next week, like we said, we be on here every Wednesday. Next week, we got the topic of, we're still in this series. I don't know how y'all gonna take it. It's gonna lighten up a little bit. I know I'm gonna step on some toes. Oh, he has to type it. Yeah. Well, if he can get on real quick, he can get on real quick. If his phone is working. Since I'm breaking rules today.
Thank you.
Is he getting on, Pat? He has to make it quick. Well, while we waiting on him, next week's topic is we got to do better. And it says, God said versus the devil made me do it. What happened to your free will? I'm going to repeat it again. The topic is God said versus the devil made me do it. What happened to your free will? Y'all got that? Okay. Okay. Come on, Abdullah. But besides, other than that, I think she said next time. Okay. All right. Next time, we'll have Abdullah on to give his part. He's a young man, and let him give his take of what he thinks regarding this. I'll probably come back around. I know Logan, you were telling me I should do a second part. I guess I'm gonna do one, and this time I guess if you want, I can let you and Abdullah talk, or whoever else wants to get on. I'll go back again and see if I can find some men to get on there and talk with y'all. You know, it's something that needs to be done. You know, and Logan, if you know any men that might want to get on, let's bring them on. So, okay. So that being said, love yourself enough to leave the table when respect is no longer being served. See y'all next Wednesday at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, good night.